Hello, Thyroid Thrivers, and welcome back to Hypothyroid Chef. I'm Ginny Mahar, a functional medicine health coach and cordon bleu chef who specializes in thyroid-friendly food and lifestyle. And today I've got a super easy recipe for you. This can be a treat, it can be a breakfast, it can be a snack. It's pumpkin pie chia pudding. So this is a little taste of Thanksgiving that you can have any time of year or any time of day. Super easy recipe. We're going to start with a can of light coconut milk. And then we'll add about 3/4 cup of pumpkin puree. So this is about half a can of pumpkin puree. And pumpkin's actually a wonderful thyroid-friendly food. Not only are we getting a lot of good fiber, we're getting a lot of vitamin A, those orange colors of the rainbow, but it's also a food that's really warming. It's a complex carbohydrate, so it gives you lots of good energy, sticks with you throughout the day, and it also happens to be pretty low in calories and low on the glycemic index. So it's one of my favorite thyroid-friendly foods. So half a can of pumpkin, we have our coconut milk in there. Then for sweetener, you could use stevia if you want to do a sugar-free version. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And we'll do about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. That's going to give it lots of yummy pumpkin pie flavor. And then finally, we're going to add a 1/3 cup of chia seeds. Now, this is our other kind of nutritional superstar in this recipe. Chia seeds are a plant-based source of protein. They're very high in omega-3s, so they give us some of that anti-inflammatory goodness. They're also really high in antioxidants, minerals, including calcium. Chia seeds are actually a pretty good source of calcium, which is important for those of us. There's a lot of us who are dairy-free. So if you're not eating dairy, it's good to think about, some of those other sources of calcium that we can get, especially from plant-based foods. And chia seeds happens to be a pretty good one. So there's lots to love about chia seeds. Great fiber, great filler. This is one of my favorite snacks or breakfast, or even a dessert, a healthy dessert. So we're just going to give everything a good whisk, make sure everything's all nice and mixed together and there's not any clumps of our spice mix, or get all the clumps of the chia seeds broken up, and get everything nice and combined. And the thing with chia seeds is that even though this looks fairly liquidy right now, this is going to gel. Chia seeds gel pretty quickly. They'll gel in about 10 minutes, not fully, but if we let this sit for at least 2, I'd say, ideally a minimum of like 4 hours, you'll have a really nice, good, like pudding-like consistency to your chia pudding. And, there's a benefit to that gelling effect, like soaking other nuts and seeds, where it makes some of the nutrients in the chia seeds more bioavailable. It also makes them easier to digest. So after we get everything mixed together, I like to actually give this a taste and kind of see where my sweetness level is with it. So let's give it a try. So we'll just give this a little quick try. I think we're good. So yeah, anywhere from I'd say 2 to 3 tablespoons of maple syrup would be plenty, go according to your taste, but best to try and keep it on the low sugar side. And I do sometimes use stevia too. That's also really good, but the maple syrup is definitely my favorite. So once that's all mixed up, we're gonna put that in a glass Pyrex dish, and we'll put that in the fridge. In about an hour, I'm going to give this a stir just to kind of, remix everything and, get things all nice and evenly like combined in there. And then I'll put it back in the fridge. And I would say this would be ready to eat in maybe as little as 2 hours, but ideally to be on the safe side, about 4 hours. Usually I leave it overnight before I eat it. So we'll go ahead and put this in the fridge and I'll show you what it looks like once it's all thickened up and done. Okay, so we have let our pumpkin pie chia pudding rest in the fridge overnight. Let's see how we're doing for thickness. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Now I notice a lot of chia pudding recipes call for a little bit less chia seeds than I use in my chia puddings. I kind of like a more, pudding-like consistency. So I go a little bit heavier, but there is some flexibility there if you want yours to be a little bit more liquid. But yeah, this looks really great. And the other nice thing about letting the pumpkin chia pudding rest in the fridge overnight is that it allows some of those pumpkin pie spice flavors to bloom a bit in, the pudding with all the other flavors as well. So this looks really delicious. I'm going to top this with a little bit of coconut whipped cream just for fun because it's so delicious with those pumpkin pie flavors. And for garnish, I'm going to put a little bit of cacao nibs on there, but you could also do, toasted pecans. You could do maybe some grain-free granola, something like that. I think it's just nice to have a little bit of crunch. So there you have it, pumpkin pie chia pudding. Doesn't that look great? This is wonderful. And, when you're talking about trying to find treats that also support your health goals, have so many nutritional benefits, this one ticks all the boxes. So I hope you enjoy this pumpkin pie chia pudding as much as I do. I'm Ginny Mahar, your thyroid health and cooking coach, wishing you happy cooking, happy thriving, and the best of health. See you next time.